I'm not sure if it's recording. Oh, good morning. It's Friday, and just another thought of mine. I am realizing over the last few days and the circumstances, though they may not be major circumstances, there are some things that I've realized in regards to just my life and the things that are going on. There is a version of me that I am attempting to catch up to. The way my life is being perceived right now, um, it's a false perception, but it's crazy because I see where it comes from. I see how the mannerisms and some of the characteristics may seem that I am one way and I am altogether another. Either way, um, there are people who are going through this and can't quite identify exactly what's going on. Um, People make mistakes, and if we are to consider how hard it is to break habits and get out of things that we have done so long in our lives, you'll realize it's difficult. You can play the game and act as if we have full control of every situation whenever we claim to need it. It would be a lie. So I would rather you not lie to yourself and realize that when you are going through things and you definitely need help, um, it is first of all good to go and ask for the help if you can find it. And it is second of all good to know that you have the support while you're going through it. Mankind, in the state that we're in, we are easily judgmental. We can easily look at someone else's situation and put on our black robes and bang our gavels as much as we need to, um, without even using a mirror, which is probably where the discrepancy lies. But either way, none of us really have room to judge each other. We have the room to observantly perceive and then rightfully understand exactly what's going on. And if you can't understand another person's circumstance, don't judge them. That's the first wrong thing you could do in regards to someone else's situation, judging them for it. And we all go through that. So as I'm going through my situations and my circumstances, I realize that people close to me, and even some people who would assume that they're far from me, they judge. That's just what people do. It doesn't really alter anything in a sense going on in my life, nor does it alter the calling or the purpose God gave to me. My attempt is to actually catch up with that version of me that has walked on in God's will and break some habits and those type of things. But judgment shows expectation. Expectation leads to disappointment. And that's what some people think they're going through. Um, it is what it is. I still know that God has called me to do a particular thing, and not just me. You too. You are not here just to wake up every morning and take care of our daily chores or our daily have to dos. We're here to get closer to God day by day by day. And as you get closer to Him, you'll realize that you don't just get up to do your regular daily have to dos and go to our jobs and deal with our managers and supervisors and co-workers. That is not the definition of life. That does not alter or define why you're here. So this particular video is just to encourage you that if you see a particular person, whether they be close to you, just a coworker, a distant friend, a neighbor, if you see them going to or through a particular thing, and naturally in the flesh we're going to go that once we observe this particular circumstance, we're going to judge it in a sense. If you can stop yourself from doing that and gain or grow some compassion for people's circumstances, we'll then start to see ourselves, start to understand where we need to change and how we need to get it done. So when you see somebody going wrong, doing wrong, thinking wrong, saying wrong in our own opinions, because we do not judge. Do not judge. If you start to see those things, pray for them or wish the best to them, whatever the case may be. But we need to get out of this judgmental standpoint, because it's going to cost us after a while. Judgment is also a choice of the free will. And as I have stated to many people, the will is not free. It is a code name for it costs you everything. So it's not a free will. It's everything you do within your free will actually costs you something. And a part of that is even judgment. And I'm praying for the same thing, even though this particular thing has been on my mind for a while. So I've practiced over a certain amount of time just to have compassion for people's circumstances and not to judge. I can have a strong opinion and a very intricate observation, but I refuse to place myself in the judging standpoint. My opinion is not judgment, it's just my opinion. So I encourage you to do the same thing. People all over the world are going through things, and you never know what they are. So I encourage you to either pray for them, help them out the best that you can, or hold your opinion to yourself. It's not going to lift somebody else up. Nobody's telling you not to have the opinion. Until you can practice not having it, keep your mouth shut, because you're going to discourage somebody else. And you may even rob yourself of what God may have for you just for putting your judgment on somebody else's circumstance. It has happened numerous times before. This is not new information. These things are known. My friend and I at work, we are attempting to start an internet radio station. So we're still working on that. I'll try to post some things just to keep you abreast of what's going on. But if you get a chance, we're gonna have, your ride home from work. Maybe I think that's gonna be our hours 4:30 to 5:30, something like that. You're gonna have the option to call in. But I'm just kind of putting it out there. Once we get everything situated, I'm going to invite you to come and listen. We're going to have conversations. We're going to ask questions that maybe the natural or common man may ask. We're going to touch on religion. We're going to touch on everything that we can. If you have suggestions in regards to conversation you would like for us to have, you can message me or whatever the case may be. This is just another avenue, a venue we want to use to attempt to get some answers out there to some questions that normal people are asking. Normal kinds of people, all different characteristics and religious backgrounds and all types of things. We're going to touch on it. Neither one of us are geniuses. We just know what we think we know. And we have a very special relationship in regards to communication. We can communicate in certain ways. And we're going to attempt to do the best with it. So I pray that you would support us once we get it started. And However it goes, it goes. But still encourage you, watch your judgment. It can go far. And not only can judgment go far, it can stop someone else from going far. It can stop progression just because what we consider judgment starts to be discouraging. And that's not what we want to do. So eventually, these particular videos, I'm going to keep doing them, but they're going to be scripture based. I'm working on that part too. Because, to me, the scripture is how you really communicate. There's nothing in between those pages that will not touch on something you're going through. And I believe it. That's just me. It tends to have jumped in the middle of many of my situations, and I didn't even realize that it was so in detail in regards to my circumstance. And the book has been written over 2,000 years ago. So that's what I'm going to start doing in regards to these videos. The radio station thing is still going to come, and we're going to go from there. I pray that you all get some use out of this. Right now it just seems like normal rhetoric, but there are going to be some answers that come out of this. Just me being confident in the God that I serve and what He put in me. You're going to get some answers. So you will get some answers out of this. And just like the radio thing, and I don't do this as often, but I need your encouragement. I need you guys to give me things. If you have questions, it's so funny. I can have conversations on the phone. People call me with their issues, and I can get straight on them with no problems. And I pray, of course, before I start talking to folks, because I don't know everything, but I know a man who does. And if he wants to give me the answer for that particular circumstance, I allow him to give it to me, and I give that answer out the way he gave it to me. It's basically that easy. But I would like to touch on some things that you guys may have, some questions that you may have. Whether you think I know it or not, just a question. You never know what information you get if you don't answer. Now, no one has to know that the particular answer is for you. And get past being ashamed of what you're going through, because you ain't the only one. Somebody needs you to ask that particular question. Somebody else other than you, even though you ask it, somebody else other than you needs me to answer it. So there are a lot of people being touched by one person's disregard for fear and desire for transparency. And you tend to help a lot of other people once you bring your situation up. We've heard these things before. These old cliche circumstances. And excuse me. They're going to help somebody. So if you have any questions, ask. Any ideas, comments, concerns, complaints, opinions, I'll take all of them. I'm either going to eat the meat or throw the bones away. Those are two options that I have, and I can do both. Eat the meat and throw the bones away. So I pray that you all will continue seeking yourselves out and getting to the bottom of who you are. Learn, just as I say or try to say on all these videos, life is drawn, life is lived through emotions. That's the one thing that exists with time, is emotions. But keep in mind that emotions were never given to us to control situations, only to get through them. Let God use you. Let Him use you.